Hi, I hope you are good. Welcome to Rain. My name is Sanghamitra. This is a place where every week we pick a book and do a book summary. So this week I was reading this book, 3000 Stitches by Sudha, and I realized how much lucky we are as women to live in a time when we are finally been heard, or our problems have been discussed, or a little bit of space is given to us in the society. But it was not the case always. There were incredible women 30, 40, 50 years from now who fought against all society stereotype to give us the privileges we are having now. So Mrs. Sudha Murthy is one of them, and this book is one of the example. So let's get started. So Mrs. Sudha Murthy is born in 1950, 19th August. She is a computer science engineer and she is the founder of Infosys Foundation and various other charitable organizations. Her spouse is Mr. Narayan Murthy, and this book is about 5 anecdotes or 5 stories about her life. So these are all true stories. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 talks about when Sudha Murthy was starting Infosys Foundation. Her first project was going to this village of Karnataka and helping Devdasis. So I think we all know what Devdasi concept is. Actually, literal meaning of Devdasi is servant of God. So earlier days, women used to serve God. They used to stay in temple, but slowly that ritual became turned into prostitution over time. And right now, Devdasis are terms made for women who are into prostitution in certain villages, in certain parts of Karnataka. So she took us this as her first project. So when she went to the village first and interacted with this group of women, she was not accepted very positively. She had a lot of struggle to deal with her, to make them understand what this project is all about, how she can help them live a better life, trying to bring those Devdasis into the mainstream society, give education to their children. Study. So it's about her college days. She had studied in BVB College in Hubli. That was the engineering college, and she was the first lady in that college. So it was not easy for her to convince her father, the principal of that college, the whole society, all the boys who used to study in that engineering college, that a lady is coming and studying there. So she had gone through a lot of struggle, and slowly how she became disciplined in the whole process, and after 4 years few of those boys became actually her friend. So the story is all about that. This story is about food. So it says once she went to one of her friend who lives in Jayanagara, and she went on a day when they were celebrating some relatives' Shraddh, and they were very particular about only indigenous food. Indigenous food are food which are originated in India. So she went there and she found the food was very pale, it was not at all interesting, and they were also a little embarrassed that a guest came on that day, and they started talking about why the food are made in that way and what is actually indigenous food. And it says about very interesting topics, like for example tomato. Tomato is a staple in India right now. We put tomato in almost every curry, but actually it's not originated in India. It is originated somewhere in Mexico. So like this, there are a few instances given of other foods which were actually originated in some other country, came here through French, through Europeans, through Britain and other people, and now it's a part of Indian culture. Story number 4. It talks about Kashi. So going to Kashi for people of Karnataka and other South Indian state is a big deal. Actually, it was a big deal in earlier days because they had to go through roads and there was not proper transportation, and many people used to lose their life throughout the journey. And even if you reach there, many people used to get looted by the locals of Kashi, and they didn't had too much of good experience. So Karnataka people have a norm that when you go there and you take a dip in the Ganga, you have to sacrifice one thing which is extremely favorite to you, and you will not do that for the rest of your life. So Sudha Murthy has heard this story from her grandparents a lot. So when she went there, she actually sacrificed one thing which was very dear to her. That was her habit of shopping. I mean, it is a dream to give up shopping for any woman, and she had given up. Story is about how in our society we judge people. So it's about an incident when Sudha Murthy was there in an airport, and she was standing in business class wearing a sari, and because of her attire, two women judged her, and they actually told her to go to economic queue and stand there because this is a business class and she's not supposed to. They assume that she is having a wrong ticket, and later the irony of the story is those two women came to Infosys Foundation to start business with her, which she later rejected, saying that. Sixth story. This is my favorite story. It's about Sudha Murthy's father. So he was a doctor and he used to practice in one of the village of Hooghly. So one night, stormy night, a few villagers came to his place, almost hijacked him, and took him to one place where there was a pregnant woman waiting for her delivery. Now he was not sure because he has just completed his practice, and he was not sure if he can do that complicated thing, operation. So, but they forced him, and he had to do it. Now the thing was that lady was a single lady, and she was sent from a city there so that silently she can deliver the baby, and also there was a high risk of her life as well as her child's life, because 50 years from now it was a big taboo for that society to have a single lady, single pregnant woman. So what he did is, when he got his fees of the surgery, he gave the entire fee to that lady, said, save your life, go from here, maybe they might harm you or your baby. Story number 7. So this story is about people who go from India to Middle East countries and the struggle they face, especially women. So it talks about 2-3 women who went to Middle East, Saudi Arab countries. One woman went there as a servant to work in somebody's house, but she ended up being slave. There are other stories also, the horrific experience they had, and these are all real stories. And coming from that country itself is a struggle. So they had taken help of Indian embassy and other people to just come back to their country. There are 3 more stories. One is about Sudha Murthy when she went abroad, how she was always, Indians are always connected to Bollywood, and people know Rajesh Khanna, Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan, and how internationally Bollywood is so famous, and how people love Bollywood songs and movies. Is about that. The next story is about her niece translating a story from Mahabharata, actually the life of Krishna, and modernizing it and making it relevant to our society. And the last story is about an alcoholic, how he came out of that bad habit and what are the struggles he went through, and like him, many others. That's enough for this week, and I hope you liked the video. Due to lack of time, I couldn't really explain the last 3 stories, but if you like my videos, please subscribe, it means a lot. And happy Mother's Day in advance. Thank you.